Hey, Jamie Hartley here again from Crossfader, and today we're going to look at some of the intro controllers. It's a common question we get asked by beginner DJs is what equipment should I buy? Now we've got three of the main beginner controllers. These aren't the only ones, but these are three of the most popular controllers for beginner DJs that are currently on the market. We've got the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3, the Pioneer DDJ SB2, and the Rekordbox DDJ RB. If you're a new DJ, just bear in mind that controllers are used with software, either on a laptop or a computer. These can't be used standalone with audio files unless it's plugged into a laptop via a USB cable. The first of our two controllers we're going to look at are both built with the Serato DJ software in mind. Both the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 and the Pioneer DDJ SB2 both work with Serato DJ. The third controller we're going to look at, the Pioneer DDJ RB, is built with Rekordbox DJ in mind. That's Pioneer's own DJ software. All three of these controllers will work with Virtual DJ, but for this video we're going to concentrate on the software they were intended for, and that's Serato DJ for these two and Rekordbox DJ for the RB. We're going to have a closer look at each of the controllers. I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons to each controller, and one of the main things is what each controller has different to the other one. So what you're going to get for your money. We're going to speak about how much each one costs at the end of the video, but these all are in a very similar price bracket for any beginner DJ. The Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 comes out of the box with Serato DJ Intro. It's a basic version of Serato, allowing you to master some of the basic skills before upgrading to the full version of Serato DJ. It's got all of the basic features that most DJ controllers will have, i.e. your jog wheels, the mixer section with channel faders and a 3-band EQ. We've got filters for each channel also. There are sync features and also performance pad features down here. A quick look at the performance pads. We can switch between manual loop, auto loop and the sampler. There's also up to 4 hot cues for each channel and up to 3 effects that you can assign to each deck as well. The biggest pro to the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 though is the tempo or pitch adjust. This is full size, which unlike a lot of DJ controllers like the other two we're going to look at, have a much smaller pitch fader. So when it comes to manually beat matching by ear, this is a much nicer pitch fader to use. We can get a much more precise reading and a much more precise beat match. Next up we have the Pioneer DDJ SB2. Again, out of the box, this comes with the Serato DJ Intro software, the basic version allowing you to master some of the basics. And then if you upgrade to the full version of Serato DJ, you can access loads of extra performance features built into this controller. Now, it has all the basic features just like the previous controller. You've got your jog wheels, 3-band EQ, filters, channel faders and crossfader, some performance pads down here. Now, the first thing to note is the cue and the play button are rubber pads, which feels a bit different to the plastic pads on the other controllers. The other thing is our tempo adjusts are much smaller on the Pioneer DDJ SB2, so you've got to be much more precise when beat matching by ear. One of the benefits though to the Pioneer DDJ SB2 is being able to access in the full version of Serato DJ the 3rd and the 4th deck. However, because we only have 2 channels, it can get a bit confusing, especially for a beginner DJ, to actually use these 3rd and 4th channels. For them to work, you have to turn the channel on, bring the fader down, and then back up to actually activate the 3rd deck. So I wouldn't rely on mixing using these, but it's an extra feature that the other controllers don't have. Just coming down to the performance pads, again, with the full version of Serato DJ, once you've upgraded, you can access, using the shift function, the full 8 hot cues. You can also access the roll feature, the cue loop, and you can change the banks between the sampler. These are extra features that you can access on the Pioneer DDJ SB2. The only one of these that you can access on the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 is the roll feature. Something I quite like about the Pioneer DDJ SB2 Serato controller compared to the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 is the way it's labelled. A lot of the secondary features using the shift button on the Pioneer DDJ SB2 are actually labelled, allowing you to find them much easier. On the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3, a lot of them are there, but they're hidden and not labelled on the controller. Another of the benefits on the Pioneer DDJ SB2 compared to the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 are the fact that they have a trim level on each of the channels. This allows you to balance both of the channels, say if one track's louder than the other, for a much cleaner sounding mix. Then onto the newest of our 3 DJ intro controllers. This, the Pioneer DDJ RB. Now this comes into its own because it uses a different software, that's Pioneer DJ's Record Box. One of the big benefits to this software is that with this intro controller you get the full version of the software. Not an intro version like Serato DJ, you actually get the full version that is then compatible across nearly all of Pioneer DJ's range of devices. That alone means this controller is well worth its money. One of the first things that stands out is we've got these really nice cue and play buttons, nice plastic buttons that feel very familiar to the CDJ and XDJ series. We have all 8 of our hot cues without having to go into a shift secondary layer, which is a really nice feature. We also have pad effects, which are exclusive to Record Box DJ. We don't really have pad effects within Serato DJ, and these are a very tactile way to add effects. They're really fun to play with, and you're not just relying on your effects channel for each track. Next up we have the slicer, which allows you to chop up different parts of the drum beat or different parts of a melody and replay different sections of that loop, whether you're using the slicer loop or just the slicer itself. Last up we have the sampler, which the other controllers have themselves, but with Record Box DJ it comes into its own with the sequence call. Now this is quite an advanced feature and a lot of new DJs wouldn't even bother with this, but once you start to pick up some of the basics, this is something well worth looking into. It allows you to replay the samples in different orders and then record it in so that you can then play that back over the top of the tracks that you're currently playing. Briefly, one of the downsides to this controller, just like the DDJ SB2, is it has a very small tempo adjust. Now this makes it very hard for manually beat matching by ear. It's hard to get a precise reading whether you're using the BPMs or even just using your ears. One of the downsides to me on this controller, however, is that you have to manually set your loops using the in and the out, or you can hold the in to set an auto 4-beat loop. However, the other controllers have auto beat loops for 8, 16, and you can even double them up to make more. Saying that though, you can still access the auto loops on the software on the laptop using your mouse. However, I will say one of the biggest benefits to this controller and the Record Box DJ software for especially beginner DJs is the fact that it has an inbuilt sound card and that you can actually play and route the sound, the master level, out back through your laptop speakers without the need for an external monitor source. Pioneer have dominated the hardware of the DJ industry for a very long time, and now they have their own software. They're almost like the Apple of the DJ world. Everything combines and works very well together. If you set up and prepare your set using this controller at home, you can very easily, with a few extra USB cables, go to the club and plug straight into their CDJ range without the need for buying extra sound cards or extra equipment. So as you've seen and heard, all 3 of the controllers have their pros and they have their cons, and they all have certain features that others don't. Now, my personal opinion, you're going to get the most for your money with the DDJ RB. That's because the software is so robust, there's so many features within that software. But at the same time, if you're a brand new DJ, a beginner DJ that has never touched equipment before, then that could be a bit confusing. And that's where the Serato DJ intro software is a really nice way to learn to DJ. Just remember that for the controllers to work, they rely on software. So don't just find out as much as you can about the hardware. Look into the software as well and find out about all the features that are built into both Record Box and Serato DJ. They're both great bits of kit and I highly recommend both. So the prices for each of these controllers. I've had a quick look online and the best prices I can find currently on the market for the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3, we've got £180 or $249. Bit of a difference there, you could probably find something a bit cheaper in dollars. And the Pioneer DDJ SB2 is retailing at £219 or $249. And the DDJ RB is again £219 or $249. So they're all in pretty much the exact same price bracket. But as you can see, the features differ quite a bit between the different controllers. If you already understand a bit about DJing and want to look into some of the more advanced techniques, then definitely the DDJ RB is the way to go. If you're a totally new DJ though and have never touched a piece of DJ equipment and are brand new to the craft, then I'd probably recommend one of these two, either the Numark Mixtrack Pro 3 or the Pioneer DDJ SB2. Remember to subscribe to our channel for loads more tips, tricks, reviews and lessons uploaded regularly.